Aloha, friends and neighbors. Welcome to show 881. Rollin Frost here, Kona astrologer, doing personal chart work for you and trying to make a living. This show is the results of all of you wonderful people who paid me for chart work. Now, for the last few shows, I decided after the moon in Virgo, the new moon in Virgo, to try to give you some helpful health hints. So far I've gotten into the B vitamins. How do you get B vitamins? Molasses, wheat germ, fried liver. Okay, you don't need to take pills, not good. If you're taking pills, half-life and get off them. Yeah. Then we got into calcium, magnesium, phosphorus. Chew the chicken bones. Pregnant girl soup from the Chinese kitchens. Fish head, chicken bone soup. Sardines with the bones in them. Got to get your calcium, mag, phosphorus input mellowed out, So we talked about B vitamins and calcium. And today I want to talk briefly about another thing called potassium sodium. It has a lot to do with your nervous system. And salt. And here's the main thing. Don't eat regular salt. Eat sea salt. See that? Now this is just evaporated seawater. It hasn't got just sodium chloride chemicals that American industry has falsely misled you into thinking that's salt, and you've got it in all your food and it's messing up your body. This sea salt has sodium, potassium, all sorts of minerals in it. The same ones that are in your blood. Your blood is just seawater, okay? So throw away all your salt, get yourself some sea salt, and stop worrying so much about what you take. You won't need as much salt if you use sea salt because it tastes a lot better and it satisfies your body. We'll say, oh, that's enough salt. You'll be surprised. Sea salt. Now the other thing I wish to speak to you about today is elimination. I learned elimination theory years ago when I had lots of little small boys, and we had to learn about health or it was a misery. So what you learn is that stuff goes into your body, stuff goes out of your body. Now if you get stuff going into your body, it's not so good, and all of us do. It's very hard to get really pure food, pure water, pure air today. Those of us in Hawaii are really lucky. We've got good water, by and large, and unpolluted anyway. We've got great air, the best air in the world. And the workplace, we don't have a lot of heavy industry that's polluting your air and polluting yourself in the workplace. But nevertheless, you're going to acquire a bunch of stuff. How do you get out of the body? Well, elimination is a tricky thing. Most people don't know about it, so they do nothing. And what happens is all these toxins and byproducts and irritations pile up in your body until your body says, hey, that's enough. And then it goes into elimination. You call a cold. Yeah. And you'll be uncomfortable. Your body will get stuff out. So eliminations are no fun. A lot of the diseases that you know about are basically diseases of elimination. Your body trying to get stuff out you put into it. So how do you assist the body in getting stuff out? The primary mechanism is fasting. If you don't eat solid food, your body can shift gears into elimination and start sweeping out the house, And that's what you want to do. So a lot of religions recommend that you fast 1 day a week, Sunday's a good day, Father's Day, the sun. It depends on your lifestyle, but here's the trick. You want to start a 1 day fast just by dropping solid food. Now you can drink all kinds of things. You don't have to drink water, and that's all. That's drastic. I mean, I've done fasts on beer. As long as it's a clear liquid, huh? Clear means no solids. If there are no solid particles in it, your body will process the liquid and it won't go into digestion. Digestion takes an awful lot of energy. Okay? Your body can only do three things. It can think and all the blood's in your brain. It can do physical work and all the blood's in your muscles. Or it can digest and all the blood's in your guts. So if you stop digestion, the body says, hooray, I don't have to work at digestion. Now I can get my broom and sweep some of the toxins out. So if you start with a one-day fast and just drink all kinds of liquids, anything you want, as long as there's no solids in the liquid. Yeah, so you could do beer, you can do all kinds of juices, but like tomato juice or orange juice that has, I don't recommend citrus juices. Just, green tea, anything that's clear. And your body will shift into elimination. Now when it does that, if you've got a big buildup in your body, when the body starts to eliminate, you may get uncomfortable symptoms. You might feel headachy, a little sickly, you might be irritable, you might not sleep real well. If that happens on the first day of a fast, well, then you want to just fast one day for a while. And as you get used to it and your body eliminates some of the toxins and irritants there, the one-day fast will not produce these things. Try a 2-day fast. Once a month, I like to try to do a 4-day fast. And what I found out is that because I got a lot of the toxins out, if you're not digesting, you start feeling pretty good. On the second day of a fast, you'll wake up bright and cheerful. Now, if on the second day you get a little headachy, a little itchy, a little irritable, okay, don't go any further. As soon as you start eating again, it'll turn off the elimination. If you, by the third day of a fast, I feel like Superman. Oh yeah, my brain is clear, my body feels so strong, I have endurance, I feel wonderful. The fourth day of a fast is a delight. I used to wonder why, Gandhi and guys in jail would start fasting. And everybody thought, oh, this is really bad, this is dangerous. No, it isn't. You're fasting. My sister Cynthia once got breast cancer and she just went to a quiet place where she could be happier and started fasting. She fasted herself down to 90 pounds. Yeah, slowly, took 6 months, got rid of the breast cancer. Breast cancer? Now here's a hint. Cancer is a disease of irritation. You get stuff in the body, it irritates you, and 20 years later you get a cancer. There are lots of things get in there. One of the startling things is that nuns don't get breast cancer. No, if they don't have sex, they don't get breast cancer. And there's evidence from way back that the more sexual partners you have, the higher your rate of breast cancer and testicular cancer and cervical cancer and stuff like that. So obviously there's some viruses, there's some stuff being passed around. So anyway, if you just you breathe a little dust in your lungs, asbestos gets in there and your lungs move and the asbestos scratches the pleural lining of your lungs. After 20 years of scratching, you'll develop a cancer. You can scratch your arm in the same place for 20 years and you'll have a cancer there. It's a disease of irritation. So elimination is the key to get rid of stuff out of your body before it gets to that point. That's something. When I was in my late 30s, I ate a bunch of mahi-mahi from some Waikiki chef that said, oh, this is good. Turned out it wasn't. It was full of mercury. From Taiwan. Only eat local mahi-mahi. And I got mercury toxicity. My gums turned white and I got a little weird. So I recognized it and it was, and I wanted to get the mercury out of my body. I wanted to eliminate the mercury. To do that, I took dulse and mint, a couple of herbs, and I did some fasting. And I worked myself up to 4-day fasts, and the mercury was getting out pretty good. On the morning of the 5th day, I woke up and my neck had eliminated benzene. When I was young, in my 20s, I worked in a Dow Chemical lab, and we were washing stuff in benzene. Smells sweet. It's kind of like kerosene. But benzene turns out to give you leukemia. So when I did the 4-day fast, the benzene came out of my neck into the pillow. You can't mistake the smell of benzene. I got benzene out of my body after 25 years. And I haven't got leukemia yet, and I'm 72. So this business of elimination and fasting is one of the keys to health. But don't try get too radical or you'll get uncomfortable. I remember back on Kauai, a lot of the hippie kids would go into Kalalau Valley, you know, and they wouldn't get much food, so they were kind of fasting. Now, if you eat fruit, especially the acid fruits, it promotes fasting. And these kids would go in and not eat for a few days and eat a bunch of guavas, and they would start elimination. But instead of a little bit of elimination coming out of their body, they had a great wave of toxicity, and they'd get really sick, and they thought they had caught the bugaboo bug. They'd have to go in and get them out. No, it was elimination. So you start fasting slow, build up. I'll tell you, if you do this right, take your time, by the time you're in the 4th day of a fast, which you should try and do once a month, you're going to feel super good. And then when you eat, oh boy, brings you down. Digesting, oh, I had a hard time going back to food. Yes, after the 4th day of a fast, I don't want to eat. You know, my brain gets more stupid. My body slows down. I'm using all this energy to digest. It's not easy to eat and process food and drink. So elimination is the key, okay, to good health and getting all of this pollutions modern civilization gives us out of your body. Just start slow. There's an old saying that 3 gulps of water cures thirst, 7 gulps of water cures hunger. So on your first day of fast, you feel a little hungry, 7 gulps of any clear liquid and you won't be hungry. You just get through one day, okay, and try it, and you see how much better you feel. And again, if you want to go to 2 days, make sure you're not having symptoms, and you won't get the big wave of elimination goes into your bloodstream, and you feel lousy. So change over, get yourself some sea salt, okay, clean up your diet a little bit, start a little fasting. You'll be a healthy person. Come on, let's go do the sky mirror. Hey, what's coming up for you in the next 10 days, huh? Let's get personal. Let's check the sky mirror. Starting Friday the 18th. And on Friday the 18th, there's a full moon. At 27 Aries. We'll get to that later with some astrocartography. And more than anything else, in a way, Mercury goes retrograde Monday morning, only a half an hour after midnight. So you wake up Monday, Mercury's retrograde. Tendency is to go places twice, write things twice. You can use it to your advantage. It's a good time the next 3 weeks to clean out the old drawers, clean out your wallet, your purse, finish up the letters, finish up stuff that you've already started, that Mercury's already gone over that area once, and now as it goes over it twice going backwards, you can finish it, but when any transportation, communication stuff you do, if it's brand new, there's a 50% chance you may have to go back and do it again. So keep your receipts. When this happens, sometimes when I'm going to go to the store, I will walk out the door and stop on the porch and come back in and go shishi and then go back out again. Then I've left twice. The worst trick is I call somebody up, I call a number, I let it ring once, then I hang up and punch redial. That way I've already called twice and Mercury doesn't get a chance at me. Anyway, Mercury retrograde when you get up Monday morning, full moon on Friday. That's tomorrow if you're on the Thursday show. Yeah. So, I love this old header. I realized that, this is 20 years ago when I was working in print, not television. I still had the same phone number. And here was the top. I like this. I think this is prophetic. I called myself Earth Astrologer because I got 8 planets in Earth and Taurus rising. But I think now what we're doing with astrocartography kind of proves that this is going to be maybe more important. Maybe I can teach everybody how to do what Kubla Khan's astrologers were doing. Anyway, Sky Mirror. Now it turns out the Sky Mirror Astrology app, which you get for your iPhone, also is now going to be including this Sky Mirror. And maybe the whole show you can get on your little app on your iPhone. Sky Mirror app. I think it's about $5. So it's an alternate way to get the show if frack.com and YouTube are down or not working. Let's see. Mercury is going retrograde, but it's doing that in trine, 120 degrees to Jupiter. And Jupiter always produces a lot of laughs. And so here's Jupiter, ho, 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 har, 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 trining Mercury. That means the kids are Mercury, of course, and they're going to laugh a lot. Yes, they may already be doing it because Mercury's hardly moving at all while you're seeing the show, and it's trining Jupiter. So there should be a lot of optimism around. Don't know why, but there it is. Let's check it out day by day. We're going to run the moon around the edge of this planetary pattern, and as it makes angles to the different bodies, it produces the mood of the times. Remember now, this is not your chart. If you know more about your chart, you'll figure out how this affects you. Because here's Aries, starts here and goes down to here. Here's Taurus. Anyway, the moon, when you're watching the show on Thursday, the 17th, it's in Aries. And in the morning of Thursday, it went by Uranus. And we had a bad new moon happened. Yes. And it was opposing Uranus. And so you're in the land of glitches and power outages and internet failures. And it's the connections and the battery stops. And in general, shaking. These are little shaking symbols and twirlies because it's the tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes that knock out your power supply. And we all feel kind of isolated. So on Thursday morning, the 17th, you probably got up and felt very much alone. It got solved a little bit later because of the trine to Pluto or to Venus, and you relaxed. But here, let's get to Friday. There we go. Friday the 18th. Starts with everybody overdoing it. There's a square to Jupiter, and there you are in the full moon. This is not a Friday to go out and play, folks. Full moons, no matter where they are always double the accident rate. People get over emotional, things are larger than life, and they act things out, which makes for more accidents and injuries and fights and so on. So, caution, Caution on Friday, a full moon night. Now, Friday gets a lot better if you stay up really late. There's a sextile to Neptune and a trine to Mars. Inspired action. It's really Saturday morning, about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, Hawaiian time. So there's some goodies here, but the moon's gone into Taurus, see? And went into Taurus late Friday night. That's probably around 10 o'clock Friday night. You could feel the shift when the moon left Aries, not so panicky and weird and alone, and you start feeling a little more inspired and get something done. However, there's the South Node. The South Node just sucks up motherly energy. So somebody needs help here Saturday. We all feel like we need help a little bit. There is a trine to Pluto, So we got good investigation, and maybe this won't be quite as bad as normally. But here's the kicker. There's the opposition to Saturn. Now that's Saturday night. And so people are stuck. They're depressed. There's not enough time. There's not enough money. It really doesn't get better Sunday morning. No. Sunday morning, the moon is going to oppose Mercury, and it just went, retrograde, huh? Well, it's about to go retrograde on Monday, the 21st. So the moon opposing it early Sunday morning, it still hasn't gone retrograde. You're not going to get your letters mailed and your stuff written very easily, though, because the moon's opposing Mercury. And the kids are laughing too loud. Shut up, kids! That's Sunday morning. Let them have some fun. Okay? There is a nice sextile to Jupiter Sunday morning. If you don't try to stop the kids from talking, it could be very nice Sunday morning. Continues right through Sunday afternoon and evening into Monday morning real early. Here, just before breakfast, the moon shifts from Taurus and goes into Gemini. And confusion! Now, Mars is opposing Neptune. Here's Mars. Just went into Virgo. Here's Neptune at 3 Pisces, Virgo Pisces. So at the beginning of your week in particular, you got Mars opposing Neptune. People aren't happy with doctors and oil companies and drugs, but these are also flammable liquids and gases. In general, Mars is action, activity, and a source of ignition. And when Mars opposes Neptune here on Monday, through the middle of all day Monday, in fact, into the afternoon and stuff, when you go into action, Neptune's opposing. It's like everybody's a little drunk and they're in a hurry. And that means accidents. Yes. And fanatical fighting. And if this is flammable liquids and gases and the source of ignition, you could have some fires here Monday, the 21st. That's actually here, this is 2 a.m. in Hawaii, the line that separates these days. And so at 2 a.m., there's a nice sextile to Uranus, the TV, the internet, the brotherhood, the higher mind comes in. Neptune, of course, is belief, religion, art, music. Not so hot here. Here's science. Yeah, science is the winner early Tuesday morning at 2 a.m. There is an opposition to Venus. We're not happy with the sugar and the girls and the love and feel like giving up a little bit Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday around dinner time. So there's not a lot of, you're not in the comfort zone here Tuesday afternoon and evening. Wednesday might get a little bit better, but the moon's still in Gemini until you get to between lunch and dinner, the moon shifts into Cancer. And as soon as it goes into Cancer, it all changes. And boy, is this a mixed bag, huh? It starts with sextiles to Mars and trines to Neptune and trine to the Sun. And we're all going to go get with the church group and do something physical. And it looks like the heroes are out and they believe in what they're doing here. Wednesday night and Thursday morning. But beware, here is the Pluto-Uranus square. And that comes on about lunchtime, just before lunch even. And suddenly there's a panic and there's a glitch. And you're back in the shaky zone again. And the whirly zone, Thursday and Friday. Eek, a bug. Pluto. And I feel all alone. The square to Uranus, and the power's not working. What's going on? There is trine to Saturn here, late after dinner, and so it seems like we got organized. And on Friday morning, the moon is going to go by Jupiter. Hooray! Ho, ho, ho! Har, har, har! Mercury is in trine. We're all talking optimism, and everybody is laughing a lot. Ho, ho, ho! Har, har, har! So this is pretty optimistic Friday morning, October 25th. I hope you've got some optimism in your life and that you've got a good reason to laugh. I purposefully only watch comedies and certain things on TV that make me laugh because I know laughing is really good for your health. Yes, any kind of laughing. Be around some little kids, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds. They know what to laugh at. So laughing is good for you, good for your health. Change your salt over to sea salt. Don't buy things with chemical salt. Buy things with sea salt. The good vibes should continue right through the rest of Friday. Saturday morning, the 26th, when you wake up, the moon's in Leo. It feels different, doesn't it? It's a lot of energy, but the feeling is being stuck. Leo is a fixed fire sign. There's a square to the sun in the afternoon, and so you're not going to get a lot of stuff done. Your ambitions are thwarted somehow. But late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, there's a trine to Uranus, science, astrology. You know that when you watch The Big Bang, one of my favorites, that theme song of theirs, the last stanza in fact, the last 3 words of that song are Einstein and astrology. They gave astrology as the last word in that song, showing the progress of mankind. Interesting. So here's freedom and independence and all that stuff around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Bang, get closed down. Here's a square to Saturn. And you'll be late to church if that's your plan. And you'll be depressed. There's not enough time, not enough money. Gosh, not so hot. There's also problems with Mercury here. At 18 degrees, that's right there where the red line is. So that's Sunday night. That's after dinner. And the square to Mercury means you're doing things twice, you have trouble communicating. Well, shut up. Here's a nice trine to Venus. You're supposed to be loving and smiling and pet the cat and stroke your kids and be a Venus person, not a talking person, and you'll get through Sunday night just fine. One of the TV shows I really enjoy is Ancient Aliens. And these guys go through, they found out that the pyramids have creases. They know you can see them on the equinoxes, but they don't know why. Anyway, they attribute everything to aliens, and they present some of the best of the monuments and stuff just permeated with astrology. But I've watched 20, 25 episodes, and not once did they ever mention the word astrology. If they see all the wonderful Mayan stuff, that's astronomy. What's wrong? They can't say the A word.